You know this guy? He wrote music backwards. In R&B and soul, a lot of people started writing the music with the music. They would start on the keys or on the guitar, but Prince had this habit in the 80s of starting with the drums. He started with the rhythm. Not when he started his career, but as he really started to get going, Prince worked a lot with the LM1. It was built on samples of a real kit being played, but it had a lot of character and personality, and Prince was really drawn to it. Prince didn't use this to replace the drummer. In fact, if you watch recordings of him performing, he'd often have both there. The drummer actually controlling the drum machine, but the drum machine was a songwriting tool, just like a piano was or a guitar. And this really changed the way that people perceived music. It was something that, for Prince, he wanted you to feel before you heard and understood. The rhythm of the track was the foundation, not so much the melody and the harmony, although that was important. He really wanted you to move and he wanted you to feel the rhythm. Listen to When Doves Cry. This track is basically one big drum loop with keys and guitar and no bass. And Prince, the instrumentation is really sparse. In fact, the only key, punchy, integral part of the track that you always hear is the drums, besides the vocals. It's almost like this track wasn't thought of harmonically. The basis for this track was never chords. It was Prince and the drum machine, and everything was kind of added as ornamentation around that drum track. Or even look at Kiss. Now, I don't know how to fully explain this, so I'll try and get a clip in here. But I'm pretty sure Prince was able to get the guitar to go into the drum machine to trigger the hi-hat pattern, which means that when you hear the hi-hats playing, they are in the same rhythm as the guitar being played. It's really a unique way to use it, and you have to listen very carefully. But it's clear the drum machine was an integral part of the creation of his music, and it's not just in ways that you can hear, he's using it in more creative ways as well. Now this all helped to define what became known as the Minneapolis sound. Drum machines, synths, and these really sharp rhythm guitar parts helped to create this style where the groove was fundamental. It was the most important thing, even more so than the complexity of the chords or the melodies. And it was really kind of clever because by doing this and pushing us into this sound, Prince was simplifying the music making process. The number one thing that he wanted people to do on particular breakout upbeat tracks was move. It wasn't think or cry or feel. And the way you get people to move is you get that kick drum and you get that snare drum and you sequence it. And once the rhythm worked, everything else fit really nicely around this. When Doves Cry is your classic example of that. This approach is still huge on producers these days. A lot of people are stripping away a lot of elements of production and just focusing on what it is that moves people. I mean, I can think of one producer where some of his tracks are basically just drums and really muffled, muted vocals, but it's just so, it's vibey, it works. But for Prince, the groove came first.